overrated, literally overrated. I know snobs will fame right now and hate.
Hello, everybody. My name is SecondPlace92. Today, I'm going to be running Slayers on the Super Famicom. It is a Japanese-only game. Came out in 1994, based off the popular anime series. But actually, this came out before the anime, so it's actually based off the light novel / manga. And yeah, and my co-commentator, good friend Sim, is here as well. Going to be helping me out.
Yep. Hello. I ran this game like 3 years ago once.
Yep. I picked this up first I think about a year ago, actually. I didn't even know this game existed until like a couple years ago. But it's a fun run. If you're a fan of the series, I would definitely recommend playing. And it also has an English fan patch if you want to play it in English and can't read Japanese like me. All right. I guess we're ready to get started. You want me to give like a 5-second countdown? For the timer.
Yep, that'll be good.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we start off with our hero face down in the dirt.
Always a good start.
Villagers take her in. She has no idea who she is. Classic amnesia. But of course, since she's so infamous, they recognize who she is. And they're like, oh my god, that's Lena Inverse. What are we going to do? Let's force her to destroy the goblins that are underneath the town for us.
A quick note, could you check real quick the game audio?
Mm-hmm. What am I looking for?
Yeah, you're just looking, it doesn't seem like there's any game audio coming through.
Should be. It's showing on my end. You need me to do something?
Yeah. I would just bump it up if possible.
Okay. How about now?
I don't hear anything. Give me 1 second. Ones. Yeah, we can head back to start real quick if that's fine. We were only 2 minutes in.
Sure. So it's working now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's
Gotta know where your home is. The king of hearts reside wherever the throne is. I'm known as.
You know, clean cut, soft spoken, well dressed, dipped out straight. I used to play the background. You know, clean cut, soft spoken, well dressed, dipped out straight. You know, clean cut, soft spoken, well dressed, dipped out straight. I used to play the background. You know, clean cut, soft spoken, well dressed, dipped out straight. Chillin'. I used to play the background. I used to.
used to wanna be somebody else. Blinded by misguided illusions of sex, fame, and welfare. I'm worried about my health, cause my heart murmur tripping. Stressing, like dreams won't make a living. I'm giving everything that I had just to have my heart broken. Needed some relief, thinking should I start smoking? But what would that solve? Except choking and like breathing. Biting on my own tongue, it's like teething. Man, there gotta be a reason I'm going through it. I done seen people change, said they wouldn't do it. I was stupid, thinking life would be the same. But gotta take you through the storm just to see the rain. Open the windows of your mind just to feel the pain. Starting on a clean slate, but I'm still stained. Dang. So I'm holding on these gray balloons, trying to see where it takes me. I see you soon, but you ain't gotta worry about me at all. I'll be back one day. You ain't gotta worry about me at all. I'll be back one day. I wish that I could remember the day I lost it. Any sense of cares I had was exhausted. Burned through the tailpipes, driven to insanity. Everything I went through brought out the man in me. And God's demanding me to spread that word. You got fans, suck it up, cause if they hurt, you hurt. I'm supposed to paint the sky to defeat that night. Be Lennox Lewis with the pen, yo, I beat that mic. You read that right, it's our earth, our turf. Rhymes juicy as Biggie, I pick it and make the stars burst. Just like a lost person, found my identity. Happened for the first time, like losing virginity. Eventually I be the man I'm destined to be. You call it pain? I figured it's a blessing to me. So I'm leaving. Where's my balloons? There they go. I'm gone for now and I see you soon. So you ain't gotta worry about me at all. I'll be back one day. You ain't gotta worry about me at all. You gotta have heartbreak to be great. They feel me from here to Philly, get a cheesesteak. Goodness for peace sake. I'm going where the wind wanna take me. It's crazy now these chicks wanna date me. Word, really? Cause when your status start changing, friends turn foes, attitudes rearranging. It's strange when your close friends disappear. Now all you got is yourself, music, and tears. But the pain feels distant from here. Balloons fly me to the moon, granny, I'll see you soon. You was my heart and my soul, but now you gone. The world didn't know you, but they will through my songs. These kids sell their souls, Lord, I pray you forgive them. Everybody make mistakes, but not everyone forget them. You better grab a balloon.
Yeah, countdown from 10. I'm switching scenes, and we're back.
All right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
All right, welcome back. Sorry about that. A little technical hiccup, but we should be good to go now.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened. We just got here.
You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, I'll count down from 5 again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Anyways, as I was saying, this is the first time I'm saying any of this, but our hero starts off the story face down in the dirt. And our hero has amnesia, has no idea who she is, but the villagers recognize her because she's so famous. And they're like, oh my god, it's Lena Inverse. What do we do? And they're like, let's force her to go underground and destroy all the goblins that are terrorizing us.
Yeah, I don't think they had enough money to pay her, so they cook up a plan to accidentally drop her in a sinkhole.
And so he has her look over the hole, and then whoops, pushes her in.
Oh, lovely village. Maybe they deserve to be attacked by goblins, I don't know.
So this character comes up to Lena, acts like she knows who she is, but Lena doesn't know who she is because she doesn't remember anything. And as far as I'm aware, this character is unique to this game. I don't think she is in any other Slayers media. But her name is Connie. She won't be with us for super long. So now we just have to walk through this small cave and hope we don't get any random encounters.
Yeah, this game is like your standard JRPG affair for the time. You can attack, use magic, defend, and obviously run away. Running away is guaranteed in this game, which is nice.
Yeah, the enemy blocked your path. Okay, 3 encounters, that's pretty average. And she says, "Oh my god, who's that lewdly dressed woman on the throne there?" Healing herself when I haven't even attacked yet. So,
yeah.
Lena defend. Miss. There we go. 1 shot. And she's dead.
First boss down.
For those familiar with the series, this is Naga the Serpent. Very famous character, famous for her oh ho ho laugh. And now she joins the party. So now she's wondering why Lena doesn't remember anything. And then we're gonna pick up this item right here, which is useful for later. And now they pay us money for destroying the goblins, which was actually Naga. Yeah, Naga is an interesting party member. This game has a strange mechanic where some party members don't listen to your commands all the time, and she is one of the worst, because like 95% of the time she will do whatever she wants and won't listen to you. So I like to call her Charizard because she's really strong but never listens. And the first couple bosses in this game can be a problem if she doesn't listen. So now the village chief asks us to go kill a Hydra that's on the mountains next to the town.
She kind of forces her way into our party. Oftentimes people will join without and Lena having any say in the matter.
Now we're gonna do a quick shopping, and then we'll do the equipment menu. Take these items off Connie, and put them on Naga. So now we're going to kill a big Hydra.
Before we get to the Hydra, though, we have to deal with some pesky thieves.
So let's see, will Naga listen to me and attack them with an AoE spell or not?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah, she has many spells. She has so many spells in the early game. She just chooses one at random. We just hope to get an AoE spell.
Yeah, we hope to get one of her good spells, and half the time she does her weak spells or physically attacks and does nothing. So the thieves are like, oh crap, it's Lena Inverse, run! And now we have another random character that joins us. She's just she's interested in the Hydra, and she knows who Lena is. And she is probably the most useless character in the game, because she's only going to be in our party for about 5 minutes, if that.
I believe she's not in the anime, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think her name is Claire.
Yep. And from what I've read, she also doesn't listen to you, but it doesn't matter because you have her for like this little dungeon and that's it.
Yeah, it's like 3 screens.
They could have at least had her stay with you till you fight the Hydra, then leave.
So you can see it right there in the top left of the screen is the Hydra. It's a little small. It turns out it's just a baby Hydra. I think Claire finds it really, really cute and wants to keep it as a pet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So she takes it with her. Never a good thing to do, to take a random baby from a cave.
And so now we hear the real Hydra, and then Claire's like, well, you guys can take care of that. See ya.
She gets out of there real fast.
So she stole the baby Hydra, and now we're gonna murder its mother.
Kind of feel bad. Thank you, Naga, for the 2 damage.
Yep, and Lena died, so she ain't getting the XP for this fight. Yeah, so we're basically just mashing the button and hoping that she uses the spell I want, but it never happens.
You can do like 2 damage, or you can do 800. It's really just you're praying that she does the right thing.
Yeah, so Lena didn't get EXP there, which is not the worst thing. The Hydra doesn't give that much EXP. But she might be behind like 1 level.
Yeah, it's really important that Lena gets experience in this early section of the game. Mostly just like for 1 encounter later on.
As long as she gets EXP from the next boss, we should be okay. But I'm gonna buy the revival items early just in case she dies again or something.
So yeah, so now just heading back to get a reward for killing the Hydra.
Yeah, so now I talk to this guy, tell him we killed the Hydra, and then we go to the next city.
I think he says like Claire tried to claim that she killed the Hydra by herself.
Yeah.
Wanted to get the. She sucks. I don't think she ever shows up again.
Nope. So she stole the baby Hydra, then tried to take credit for killing the Hydra, and took the money from us.
We meet this guy here called Hans, and he had a treasure map, but it got stolen. So we're quested with finding his stolen treasure map.
Yeah, and he tells us to go sleep, and we'll talk about it in the morning. So now we have to go to the inn.
This game forces you to sleep a lot to progress the plot.
Pick the cheapest room.
What are the differences between the rooms, do you know?
I think it's just more health.
Oh, so sleeping at the cheapest sleep doesn't even fully revive your HP full.
Yeah.
Interesting mechanic.
So now we're going to talk to Hans, and he's not here. So they think maybe he got kidnapped by the person who stole the map. But maybe his dog knows something. I think
This is such a silly part.
yeah,
Sorry.
I think the dog just took a piss on the fountain.
Yeah, he does. That's all he does. He goes around, urinates, and then comes back to exactly where he is, and then turns out he had the treasure map on him.
And there's Hans.
Yeah, he's fine. He wasn't kidnapped. He was just late.
So now he told us to go talk to the Elder to tell us where the treasure map is leading us, or about the place where the treasure map is showing us. So the Elder tells us to go to the dead volcano. Alright, I'm gonna buy the reviving items early just in case, because if Naga dies during the boss, then we're screwed. Usually buy 30 of these, but I only have enough money for 20, so I'll buy the other 10 later.
Do they also heal you to max HP as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good. So the treasure map led to like a castle in beyond this volcano here. Gonna make our way there. You don't grind yet, right? A little later.
Yeah, we don't grind until we leave Lytic Tower. Just falling down a bunch of holes.
It's actually been, aside from this, there's actually been a couple of Slayers games. None of them have made it out Japan. But there was a game on the PC98, which also has a fan translation now. And then there are 2 tactical RPGs on the Saturn and the PlayStation called Royal. And there is also a PlayStation 1 traditional kind of RPG called Slayers Wonderful.
Yeah.
There might be more, but those are the ones that I'm familiar with. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, I hope those ones get translated someday so I can play them.
Royal got a sequel, so it must be good.
Right.
Played a little bit of it. The battles are kind of automated.
Yeah, I played the PC98 one earlier last year, and it was pretty interesting.
This one is developed by BEC, which I believe is Bandai. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's like maybe a section of Bandai or something. But yeah, they made this game, and I think they're mostly just known for making the Digimon World games. Or the Digimon story games, not the original Digimon World, but the ones that are more like RPGs, like the second one and the ones on the DS. I think they're still around and still making games.
Yeah. Alright, so we get all the way here, and now we do a menu, some equipment. Make sure everybody's healed. So yeah, this is yet another boss that we have to hope and pray that Naga does the right spells. There's a vampire living in this volcano castle. Great start. That's also a great start.
Yeah, you really want to try to keep Leaner alive so you can get some experience. That's too bad Naga turns right there.
Yeah, there's one good spell.
There you go, almost 1,000 damage. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, if Naga takes another big hit, I'll heal her. That's what you don't want to see.
Nope.
That's a good one. One more of those. Be good. That should be good.
Nice. Didn't have to use an item.
And now we get phase 2, where he turns into a vampire bat.
Oh yeah. Just randomly, he's like, oh, now for my true form.
And Connie's dead, but that's not a big deal. As long as Lena stays alive. Okay, now I'm gonna heal her. One more big spell should kill him. That works.
Nice. Connie doesn't really matter if she gets XP or not.
No, because she's gonna be leaving soon. Party members come and go a lot in this game. I can't remember exactly what happened there. I think there was a no treasure, and now we're mad and yelling at the elder.
So yeah, there's no treasure. It turns out this elder actually stole it 100 years ago from that vampire and actually kept him for himself.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're confronting him about it, and it's really funny because he tries to pretend to die.
Oh yeah.
And Naga's not having it, and she literally beats him up. She gives him a few slaps. This game is a treat to play in English with the Fran translation.
Yeah, for sure. If you're a fan of the series, you'll definitely enjoy it. So get some money from Hans for doing that. Now we're gonna buy the rest of those reviving items. And since Naga and Connie are going to be leaving, we're going to take some equipment from them.
Yeah, if you kept that equipment on them, I don't think you get it back. As a spoiler alert, but I don't think Naga and Connie will be in the party for like the whole game.
Yeah.
Ever again. Till maybe the end. Yeah, so here we are in Atlas City now. We're gonna head over to the Magic Guild. I'm just gonna do this like little side quest thing, and it will level up Lena's magic.
Yeah, since
I'm not sure if it's mandatory.
Since Lena's got amnesia, she like learns her spells like slowly from like different things. Like she doesn't learn anything from leveling up, she just learns them like through story events. And this guy's like, are you expecting a reward for this? And you're like, no. And he's like, oh, what humility. Here, have the spells. And this guy wants us to go kill some orcs that are terrorizing the town on the mountainside. So Lena's like, I don't see the orcs anywhere. Naga's like, well, why don't we just blow up the whole mountain? And so the mountain destroys half the city.
Yeah, it's bad. You'll get to see it soon, the remnants of the city.
So he's like, what the
Completely
hell?
destroyed.
So he's like, what the hell were you thinking? Who's responsible for this? And Connie's like, well, it was this girl right here. And she's like, yep, it was me. And now she's getting dragged away and forced to rebuild the town. So Naga's gone. Thank God. Don't have to deal with her anymore. And Connie's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home too.
Yeah, she just decides that she wants to leave. That's it.
So now this guy comes in here yelling about his daughter got kidnapped. And then this girl says that she knows Lena, and Lena's like, who the hell are you again? And if you're only familiar with the anime, you would not know who this girl is, because I didn't know until I looked it up that she's actually in the manga and light novel, but not the anime. I think she's also in the PC98 Slayers game too. But her name is Lemmy. She's kind of like Naga. She also doesn't listen every time you tell her to do something, but her success rate of listening is a lot higher than Naga's was. So she's not as useless.
Yeah, look at the town. Look what Naga did.
So we're gonna pick up this item here. And now we're gonna go save this guy's kidnapped daughter. And I'm gonna make a save file right here just to be safe, because if I die to this boss, it like glitches the game and makes it so I can't finish it.
Yeah, it's really weird. If you die without the save, I believe you go straight back to the cave in the beginning with the goblins where you fight Naga. Is that right?
Yeah. It sends you back to the beginning cave, but you still have like all your stats and everything. Because the way game overs work in this game is it just sends you back to like the last town you were in with an inn. So you don't like lose any progress. Kind of like Dragon Quest, how you just go back to the castle and lose half your money. But for some reason in this tower, if you die, it just sends you back to the beginning cave and you're trapped in there. But you can get out if you go talk to Naga and fight her again, and then she'll join the party, but Naga's not supposed to be in your party anymore. So it ends up causing some problems later on in the game when party members who are supposed to join try to join, and it causes the game to get all glitchy.
Yeah, the glitch is actually pretty helpful to have Naga in the party for the next couple of fights. But yeah, as soon as you get a fourth party member, things go bad. Because she just does not leave. It hasn't been explored too much. There could like potentially be a way to get her to leave the party again, but yeah, we haven't messed with it that much. It's not really necessary.
Yeah, it's really only useful to have her in your party for like one thing, but it wouldn't even be worth it. Yeah, this is like the longest dungeon in the game because it's just like a bunch of floors. It's like 1,000,000 floors just up and down. For now, we're running away from all these fights because we don't have the spells necessary to kill them, but on the way down, we'll be fighting to gain some more levels.
Yeah, this tower is home to like this evil magician that I believe is the one that stole that man's daughter. And we'll be seeing him a couple of times. The boss of this area. So I believe the reason that you're not grinding on the way up here is at the boss fight you learn level 4 magic with Lena. And that gives you good spells to take out encounters with.
Yeah, because right now Lena doesn't have like any AoE magic. Grab this chest.
Do you know how many floors this dungeon is? I haven't counted.
Yeah, I've never counted. It's gotta be at least like 10.
Yeah. Dungeons in this game are, for the most part, like very simple.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
much
really
just,
don't need like a map.
It's pretty much just walking from point A to point B. Alright, so we're here. I'm gonna do the equipment menu. Normally I would swap Lena's weapon, but for safety, I'm gonna leave it so she has more magic defense. Because otherwise this boss can one-shot her. Actually, she might still be able to get one-shot because she didn't gain the level from that Hydra, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you definitely can die here if you get really unlucky. It really sucks because you have to walk up that entire tower again, so...
If Lena dies, I can try to revive her with Lemmy, but Lemmy might not listen, so that could cause a problem. So let's just hope he doesn't use Fireball much. So yeah, this guy kidnapped that little girl, and he taught us magic, also. Oh, thanks, Lemmy.
Oh, great. That's not good.
Yeah, let's hope that she listens to me and heals her. Otherwise, we're gonna have to climb this tower again. There we go.
Thank you, Lemmy.
Okay, good. She still survives the one-shot fireball, even with the one less level. But now I just have to waste a turn to heal her. I'm gonna revive Lemmy just to be safe. And that's okay. This is going not good. I'd like to not waste all my reviving items on this fight. Yeah, Lemmy loves doing that multi-slash attack, but it really doesn't do much unless the enemy is debuffed. As you can see, it keeps doing 0.
The damage numbers in this game are just completely wild and all, like, the variance is insane. She really likes doing that.
Yep. Please revive Lena. Of course he casts Fireball again, immediately. Wasting way more reviving items than I'd like to. But he's just being not nice. I'm gonna hope he dies on this fireball. Of course.
He's gotta be close now.
Yeah.
Hopefully this fireball will do it.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
That was way more revivals items than I would have liked to use. I'm gonna hope that the boss after this goes well so I don't have to waste more. So we get the little girl back. And now we're gonna start level grinding a bit on the way down. Yeah, that was about as bad as that fight could go. It would have been
Definitely
a little better if I had, you know, what's it called? If I had the other weapon equipped. Oh yeah, I should probably re-equip that now that I think about it before I forget. Because the other weapon that I would have equipped to her increases her magic attack, but lowers her defense. So I just wanted to make sure she didn't get one shot from the fireball, so it probably would have been better if I had kept that on, but if he kept spamming fireballs, it wouldn't have been good. So yeah, we're gonna want to get Lena up to level 15 and get a couple more fights in after that. Ideally, we want Lena to be level 18 before the next boss. For maximum safety. These enemies don't really give enough EXP to be worth killing them.
Yeah, you really want to see the 3 little demon guys. Gives like the best XP, I think.
Yeah. Interesting thing about this game is that if you kill a group of enemies in one turn, you get double the EXP. This is the second best fight you can see, so it's not too bad to go for.
This game was made before the anime, but it is the same IP, yeah.
Okay, well, since Lemmy decided to attack the wrong enemy, we get half the EXP. Thanks, Lemmy.
This game just really loves characters that don't want to listen to you.
In some cases, like Naga, it kind of makes sense with her personality, but it's annoying in terms of being a video game mechanic.
Yeah, not really sure why they also gave Lemmy that.
Yeah, and then another character later.
Oh, yeah. This is the Super Nintendo.
Actually, it's the Super Famicom.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry. The Super Famicom. This game didn't come out in the West.
And I'm actually running it on a Super Famicom.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so I'm gonna grind for encounters a bit here before we leave, since they didn't give me... I'll just fight whatever shows up. I don't remember how much EXP these guys give, but I don't think much.
Just love that I did 0 damage.
Yeah. And she just loves doing it.
So I guess, like, if you have to debuff someone in order for it to actually do any damage. I'm not sure how that skill actually works.
Yeah. Okay, they don't give the worst EXP ever. So I got level 15, so I'm gonna do a couple more fights before we leave. Not this one, because these guys take too long to kill and they only give like 200.
Yeah, the next boss fight that we have to take care of is, like, I guess you could say probably the most infamous fight in the game for speedrunners, because it's basically just all RNG, and it can really screw you over if you get unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta get levels. Try to make it as safe as possible.
Yeah, if you're going for a top time, you would just YOLO the fight and hope that they'll give you good RNG, but for a marathon run, I'm just gonna try to be as safe as possible. I think I'm gonna get to level 18, like in the forest before the save point, save, and then go for the mushrooms. Just in case they screw me over.
Would you say it's the hardest fight in the game?
Probably, yeah. I feel like every fight after that is pretty free because of Sylphiel.
Yeah. The fights later in the game, I mean, they're not that bad.
Yeah. I'll take like 1 or 2 more fights and then we'll move on.
We're not seeing the demons at all.
I know, it's... they give the most EXP and they haven't shown up once, I don't think.
I don't think they have, yeah. It's really weird. I wonder if...
I don't think they only show up at the top floors.
Nah, I've had them show up on this floor before.
Yeah, it's really bad RNG. That marathon luck.
Okay, she got to 16, so we should be good now.
Marathon bad luck.
Yep. So now we're going back to Atlas City to give that guy's daughter back.
Oh yeah, she's still with us. The next town we're heading to is Crimson Town. Quite an important town because we're going to buy some items there that are really going to help speed this run up.
Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of these items in the first slot here, so freeze up that slot for these items we're about to buy. So I'm gonna buy 70 of this first item, because these item lowers the encounter rate, so I'm gonna use them later, so I can walk through areas without minimal encounters. And then this item I'm buying here lets us get out of a dungeon and go back to the world map. And then I'm just gonna buy some equipment.
I believe the English translation calls those encounter reducing items Let's Go.
Yeah, it's an interesting item name.
So yeah, we're going to be using Let's Go's. They're quite interesting. They only work for a couple of steps, I think. Like 11 or something.
Yeah, I don't know the exact science.
So we're going to be using them a lot. That's why we need 70 of them.
So now this guy wants us to buy a horse for him, so he gave us money, and now we're gonna go sleep before we do that in the morning. So Lemmy is obsessed with swords. So she's gonna go take the money that we just got to go buy the horse and gonna go buy some more swords.
Our party members are not great. First, Naga blows up a town, and then he steals the money to buy swords.
So now she's telling Lena what she did, and she's like, well, what are we gonna do now? Alright. Equipment menu. I think they're planning on stealing the horse.
Yeah, they plan to steal the horse. Conveniently, though, there are thieves here also trying to steal the horse. So we take out these thieves, and then, you know, like, oh, thank you so much for saving our horse. We totally were not planning on stealing.
So now you can have it for free.
Yeah. If you were planning on running this game, you'll notice if you try to run it in English that the text speed is so much slower.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
It seems to be the case for a lot of these SNES translations. You're gonna lose like 20 minutes to text alone.
So, this guy didn't want the horse to have it as a pet or ride it. He wanted to eat it. So we just gave this guy a horse and he's gonna eat it.
We just leave.
It's like, well, it's not our problem now. So now we're
Rest
gonna
in
go
peace,
to the forest. So yeah, I think I'm gonna grind for encounters and walk over to the save point and save once I'm level 18. And then we'll go to the mushrooms from there. Just so if I get screwed over, I don't have to like regrind the levels. So we're fishing for a certain encounter here that gives us the most EXP. I think the save point's over here, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the save points in this game are just this character called Mina, the blonde NPC character in the dungeons.
Okay, this is the encounter we want to see, because this encounter gives us 999 EXP. I don't know if I can get encounters in this area where the save point is, or if I have to be outside of it. Okay, we can, okay. So yeah, I'll grind here and then we'll save and then I'll go for the fight. This encounter is okay, I'll take this one.
Yeah, because even if we do get to level 18, the fight can still go bad and we can die.
Yeah, and if I die after wasting a bunch of the heal items, I'd rather just reset the save. Okay, level 17. There's not many parts of this run where you have to level grind, which is nice. It's only like this part, and then there's one more coming up after this. But after that, you pretty much can just coast through the rest of the game on the EXP you get from bosses.
Yeah, later in the game, it's really funny. Some characters join our party and their level is like 99.
I don't think this fight gives much EXP, but just so we're not sitting here forever. Hope we see the chicken fight at least one more time. That'll probably put us up at 18. Alright, probably one more good encounter will get us there. I really hope this boss fight goes well, because I don't want to have to waste too many heals, because I want to save them for the next coming boss. We are going to buy more of them, but not for a couple bosses.
So yeah, the record for this game is like, what is it, like 2 hours and like flat, I think?
I think it's like 2 hours,
Close
55 seconds, something like that. So yeah, almost up 2 hours. Alright, level 18, so I'm going to save now and we'll head to the boss.
Definitely possible to get under 2 hours.
Yeah, I think my summon best is like 159 something now.
It just requires insane luck in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now we're gonna go through this forest maze.
Yeah, maybe this might be the only place you need direction if you were running this game.
Yeah. Left, right, left, left. If I run into the chicken encounter again, I'll fight him anyway, just in case, and get more EXP. I think there was one run I had where I ran into them so much I got level 19 before the chicken, or the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, that would be the dream.
Yeah, the main reason we want levels is we want Lena's HP to be high enough to survive the attacks from this boss coming up. I want her to be able to survive and safely use a spell and not die the second turn after.
Yeah, the big reason why this fight is so hard is because Lena's solo. If you had let me, it would be easier.
Yeah.
Alright, finally here.
Alright, so make sure everybody's fully healed. I'm gonna equip Lena with the mace instead of the spike knuckle, so she has more magic defense. Because this boss can do a lightning spell that does like half her HP otherwise. So yeah, we come across this house and these nice people, they have soup for us. Lemmy eats the soup, passes out, and Lena's like, it's poison! So that's why we're by ourselves.
I'm not really sure what the mushrooms are. Are they mushroom people or the mushroom soup? Like I don't really know.
It's a good question.
Either way, we're killing mushrooms.
I don't know if I should attack on this HP. You know what? I'll just do it. Let's see what happens.
We don't want to see lightning bolt.
Lightning is actually good when you have the mace equipped because it does less than the physical attack damage.
Oh yeah, so you don't want to see physicals.
Okay, that was fine. You want to see them use the status affecting attacks that do like nothing, because all that does is confuse Lena, but because it's only her by herself, the confusion doesn't do anything. Okay, we should be good now.
Nice. Good turn.
So they take 3 hits with the mace equipped, so we should be good to go on this next turn. Yeah, see, that lightning attack would do like 500 if Lena didn't have this mace equipped. So if like 2 of them decide to use it in one turn, you're just dead. Okay, that was good.
Yeah, made it look really easy.
Yeah.
Mace really helps.
Yeah, it's just slow because you have to do 3 spells instead of 2. But if you want to run this and just want to get through a run, it's a valid option. Just gotta make sure I re-equip it. So now...
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, now we get Sylphiel, who is a healer. You'll recognize her. She is well, not the first recognizable, because Naga. The first, one of the first characters recognizable from the show. But she is one of the most busted characters in this game.
Absolutely.
So now we're gonna use one of the items we bought earlier to bring us back to the world map. And we are gonna go back to the, back to the tower we were at earlier.
Are you going to detour to Crimson Town for the spell or no?
Nah, I don't think it's necessary. Should be fine.
Sure. You remember this tower? The one that we're back here again. I believe Sylphiel tells us that the guy that we fought at the top of the tower earlier is still alive and still kidnapping children. So we have to come back to the tower and deal with him again. Now you'll see Second use the encounter reducing item throughout this dungeon.
Yeah, I usually try to use like 2 per floor, and that usually works pretty good.
It completely cuts all encounters, I think, right?
For the most part. There's sometimes I use it and I get an encounter like in the next step, but not... I think that's usually mostly like the late game dungeons. I don't know if like the encounter rate's higher there or something. Maybe that affects it. Yeah, we could have detoured back to Crimson Town and got a more powerful spell that would work on this boss, but I don't think it's super necessary. It saves you like a minute if you don't grab it.
Yeah, you've not got much to worry about when you have Sylphiel in the party.
Yeah. Sylphia's so broken because she has like all the best healing spells and buffs in the game, and her special ability is that she can AoE those spells to everybody. So you just have like a full revive spell that doesn't even cost that much.
No, yeah, it's a full revive and full heal on your entire party. It's only like 20 MP.
Yeah, it's 20 MP and she has 460 MP. Everybody's fully healed. So now we step on these switches to reveal the hole underneath the throne. And here's the guy from earlier that was kidnapping children. And now there's two of them because he cloned himself.
Foreshadowing. So the buffs and debuffs in this game have some weird names. Do you remember what they stand for?
I know that there are a lot of them are just spells from the show. But
when it says NDX down, I believe that's just reducing their defense, right?
Yeah. See, now they're both dead, but I have a thing that just revives them fully. And see, now that I debuffed them with Sylphiel, her Chaos Slash actually does the damage.
Yeah, that attack that was doing 0 damage the entire time for like the first Mythic fight, yeah, now it's actually doing over 1,000. She also does pretty good damage herself, huh?
Yeah, she's like the total package. So now he's dead. I'm gonna free these kids. He was kidnapping kids to use them in experiments for cloning. So now Sylphiel's gone for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. She leaves the party and we go straight to her village, I believe. Or at least the village where she's hanging out.
Yeah. And then we convince her to rejoin us. Like, please, we need you. We can't speedrun without you.
Yeah. I wonder if it's mandatory to take her.
Yeah, I never thought about that. So now she's back. Before we leave, we're going to come up here and grab this item. It'll be useful for the end of the game. Now right here, I'm gonna talk to this stump to get this item. Some villages and stuff don't show up on the map until you talk to an NPC that tells you about it, so you have to talk to these two old guys for the next place to show up on the map.
This game really likes like old men in cabins in the middle of nowhere.
So now we're gonna talk to this guy. I don't remember exactly what he says. Something about the next town we're going to that's like...
So he's after the ancient coin of Sigmund City.
Right.
And Sigmund City is like this destroyed town. We're in it right now. If we use these items that we have in our inventory, combine them together, we make a crest. And it teleports us to like a weird, I wouldn't know how to describe it really, like not real kind of dreamscape version of this city. And these guys tell them that they're trapped in some kind of internal torment by this Minotaur, and we are tasked to go kill it.
So this next part, we're gonna level grind a little bit again. This is gonna be the last time in the game we level grind. We're fishing for one specific encounter that gives like a ton of EXP.
Oh yeah, it gives like 10,000.
So if we run into it, good. Hopefully it shows up.
Oh, while we were there, they also upgraded Lena's magic again.
Yep. So... So now we're gonna grab these couple chests. And then I'm gonna do a quick menu. Just gonna change everybody's weapons.
So yeah, I think that the Minotaur here destroyed the city, and before he could finish off all the humans, they sealed him into a coin. And this is the encounter, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
So yeah, this is the encounter we want to see. It gives 10,000 EXP.
Yeah, like the last time we were grinding, the max XP from an encounter we got was like 990. This gives 10,000. How many levels did we get?
I don't remember what level. I think we gained like 2 or 3 from that.
Yeah.
If we run into it again before we hit the Minotaur, maybe I'll grind out for another one just to be safe. I think we should be okay at this level. The Minotaur doesn't have any AoE attacks, and he can only one-shot Sylphiel if he buffs himself. But for the most part, we're pretty safe. I'm gonna take... Just gonna take a stroll around the room in case I get another encounter with the dragons. If not, then we'll just go for it. Perfect.
Nice.
So if we could kill these guys in one turn, it would give us 20,000 EXP.
Wow. Yeah, that would be so many levels.
Now we should be safe, no matter what. So yeah, so this Minotaur's hanging out here, and Lena's like... This guy was like 2 steps away from the entrance, and we were just wandering around the whole dungeon looking for him. Alright, so now I'm gonna have Sylphiel increase our defense first, so he can't one-shot her. And he buffed himself, so now he can one-shot. He should be able to one-shot anybody, but he can't AoE attack, so we should be fine no matter what, especially if we defend. So now I'm going to work on debuffing him. Because if I debuff him enough, Lemmy's Chaos Slash will do a ton of damage. Sometimes it misses. I'm gonna revive Lena just to be safe. Because if Sylphiel dies while Lena's dead, then I'm tasking Lemmy to revive. No, that's not a good thing. Because she might not listen. I'll have Lemmy start attacking him. Oh, he's not fully debuffed yet. We want to debuff his defense like 3 times, ideally. Because then her Chaos Slash will do a shit ton.
Yeah, he only did 88 there, as you saw, but... The more debuffs that happen, the more damage it will do. Just have to rely on Sylphiel not missing.
Yeah.
This is kind of a newer strat, isn't it? This Chaos Slash.
Yeah, I just came up with it like the other day. By complete accident. So now that he's been debuffed 3 times, of course she doesn't want to do the Chaos Slash. But I'm gonna also buff our attack now that he's debuffed enough. So see, now I did 4,500.
Wow, yeah. No, you weren't kidding. That definitely does a lot of damage.
Alright, equip menu. So yeah, ideally, Sylphiel doesn't miss that debuff a ton, and then that fight ends like super fast.
Okay, with the Minotaur droid, we can now end their eternal torment. The people of this city. And I believe we crushed the coin.
Now we take the coin, we're gonna give it to the guy in the other town.
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't do. Now that we have the coin, we're gonna go to the Elder and give him the coin that he was looking for.
Everybody leveled up from the Minotaur fight, so we should all be fully healed.
It's a very strange town.
Yeah, you could take the stairs, but there's a hole you can fall into.
Yeah.
And there's a optional spell on this bookshelf for Lena to learn.
So this elder here is the one that takes the coin from us and crushes it. And now that he crushed the coin, it gives him the power to turn into his true form. So he's part of a race called the Mizoku, and he's not the first one we'll be seeing.
So yeah, I'm basically gonna be doing the same strat. Just hope I can debuff him 3 times in a row. I'm gonna use, and the optional spell I just learned from Lena, I'm gonna try to get it off on him. Because if I do, then it'll lower his chance of hitting us with physical attacks.
Yeah, it's essentially like it puts darkness on him. Oh, lockdown, okay.
So that spell is like the only one that's a problem because it kills both of them. Other than that, everything's pretty safe. And have Lena keep defending for now. Yeah, let's up our attack. Okay, so that boss was very nice. He didn't spam that earth attack that hits everybody and almost kills everybody.
So now for a really fun part of the run.
Yeah, this is the best part of the game right here. After I do this shopping. I don't remember why we're coming here in the first place.
I'm not entirely sure why we're here. I think it's just like the next town go to. But the prince here has lost. He thinks a book has been stolen, and we're tasked with getting the book back.
So now we basically just have to go talk to a certain specific chain of NPCs in order to find this book.
Yeah, all the villages are like accusing each other of stealing the book.
And this guy in this house's dialogue is the best. I can't remember exactly, but he says, like, I didn't steal that book. I was instead reading a magazine about so-and-so, the big-breasted girl. How dare you accuse me? So we talked to this guy, and then he's like, oh, the guy at the inn, at the bar did it. Talk to him, and then we go back and talk to the guy we just talked to. And this guy's like, oh, the girl on the second floor of the castle was looking suspicious. So we talked to this soldier, and he said, oh, I think they caught the thief. He's in the jail. But that whole dialogue chain that we just did was to make the guy spawn in the jail for the next part. Because otherwise he's not there. And grab these chests first.
Yeah, this is Barry Fletcher. And he asks us to clear his name because he claims he did not steal the book, and your party ends up believing him. So now we have to clear his name.
Just gonna grab this chest. Talk to this girl again. He says the guy on the top floor did something. Talk to this guy, and then he sends us to the Mage Guild. I feel like this is the only part of the run where your movement might actually matter and isn't just slowly walking from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So we talk to this guy, and then he says, oh, I thought the prince had the book. Yeah, you can sprint.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, you can sprint in this game, but only in towns, not in dungeons.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So we're pretty much done now with that giant fetch quest. Well, not really a fetch quest, but like just a giant NPC chain. Turns out that after all that, talking to all those NPCs, it ends up what really happened is the prince just had the book in his private chambers the whole time and forgot to put it back. I believe he gives us the book.
Yeah, that prince is a character in the show, and he's that's pretty on par for him.
So outside here, we meet Barry. He thanks us for clearing his name and tells us that his name, he's actually someone called the Black Fox.
So now he tells us to go to the village next door and meet him. And now we're gonna go stock back up on those reviving items. And that'll be good for the rest of the game. So now we're set on those for the rest of the game. Talk to this guy, and then we walk out, and Black Fox is back.
Yeah, it turns out the villagers of this town are really frightened of Lena. It seems that she was terrorizing the town, but she has like no memory of doing that. So they say that she is held up in this shrine nearby, so Black Fox joins and they decide to go to the shrine and see what the hell is going on.
Just gonna change around some equipment. Since Fox joined us. Make sure everybody's full heal. Yeah, everybody's good.
Like there must be someone in the shrine pretending to be Lena or something.
Gonna use a let's go just so we don't get an encounter on the short walk over here.
Yeah, very short dungeon. And look at that. It's another Lena.
So the foreshadowing from the clone saga earlier, now we have a clone Lena that we have to fight. So now I'm gonna leave them dead and just worry about debuffing Lena. And I'm gonna use Fox to just heal Sylphiel so she doesn't die. And once she's debuffed, I'll revive everyone and we'll start wailing on her.
I believe this is the only fight Black Fox is in, right?
Yeah.
For the game.
Yeah, he leaves after this. Alright, debuffed her 3 times, so should be good now. So now we can revive everybody. Honestly, if I could trade Black Fox for Lemmy, I would, because he's pretty strong and he actually listens to everything you tell him to do. So now Lena starts to question herself. Maybe she's a clone too. That's why she doesn't remember anything.
Bye, Black Fox. Thanks for the help.
So yeah, that's how we beat the Lena clone that was terrorizing the village. He's going off to do his own thing.
the party decides to go see Naga because she might know something about if Lena is a clone or not. Remember Naga? She's still in Atlas City, rebuilding the city.
Yep. So, equipment menu.
She's done a pretty good job, honestly. The city looks pretty rebuilt.
Right.
Yeah, she tells us to go see another weird elder in middle of nowhere. In a cabin somewhere. Not the first time. Apparently this guy will be able to tell us if we're a clone or not.
Always some old guy in a cabin. Yeah, see, I got an encounter pretty quick after using the Let's Go there. So I don't know if like the encounter rate in the area has anything to do with when you get encounters or what. Holy
Maybe
crap.
some enemies are too higher level.
God damn, they actually almost killed me.
Yeah, that was kind of scary. Have you ever died to a random encounter?
I don't think so.
It would be on par for a marathon for something to happen that's never happened before.
So now we talk to this guy because he's an expert on chimeras, and he says he has a potion that if she drinks it, it'll tell her if she's a clone or not. Oh wait, this guy shows up.
Yeah, he claims that this Lena is a clone. I believe the old man also says that she is also a clone, so... Yeah, it's revealed now that the Lena that we've been playing as is actually not the real Lena. And the reason that they don't have any memories is because they're just a clone. This fight is generally like the same strategy, right?
Yeah, except Lena uses this spell to take out the minions first because they're like really susceptible to it.
Actually kind of a cool premise for a video game.
Yeah, for being an original story, it's not bad for this game. Whoops. Sometimes I forget about the memory menu, or the menu memory, and I just mash the button. Might as well just buff our attack since he's doesn't want to get hit with the debuff.
A lot of missing going on.
Yeah, they love to miss. This guy has a lot of HP. So he just doesn't want to get debuffed the third time. Alright, whatever, he's dead anyway.
So he ends up revealing that the person that created this Lena clone is named Valoham, something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
And so we're off to go to his place. It has like a place named after him. Yeah, but when we get there, this character shows up and tells us that we can't get in without a key. So we're gonna go need to get a key. We definitely won't see that character ever again.
Yeah, he's not very integral to the show or anything.
Yeah, so it turns out there was another Lena clone terrorizing this village as well. And this princess here decides to hire Lena and her party as bodyguards while she goes over to the next town. And of course we accept, so now we have to escort this princess for a dungeon. Surely nothing will go wrong.
Surely. Nearly
This
crushed
place is
my
like
boulder.
booby trapped. And the princess kind of feels like she's being followed. And yep, there we are. Someone is following us.
And somehow the princess keeps being able to tell where the rocks are gonna fall.
It's almost like she might have been okay doing this by herself. And another one of those guys shows up, but we don't think anything of it. We take a break here at this little village area. And Lena here meets an old friend. His name is Cliff. And he asked Lena to continue a chess match that they were having. And so we just play chess. Yeah, they notice pretty quickly in the morning that the princess has been kidnapped. Great bodyguards. Thankfully, they didn't get too far. And this is why Cliff is the best character.
Mm-hmm.
He decides to just swim after the boat to get the princess.
And we
Here he
stay
goes.
back. Now we stay back to take care of this guy. This guy is easily dispatched with one spell.
Yeah, Cliff is the true hero.
And the boat just explodes.
Yeah.
So Cliff got messed up, so now he's resting. And we're gonna go bring the princess back. To the spot we're supposed to bring her to.
Yeah, what happens in this town is a little weird.
So I'm going here, so I can get back to the world map.
The guards in this town will not let you through, so you have to figure out a way to get into the castle. And the way you figure out how to do that is you learn the guards' like dirty secret, which I'm not sure what it is. I'll be honest.
Lemmy and Sylphia are going to be leaving the party shortly, so switching up their equipment so we don't lose some of it.
So I think those guys tell you. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, they tell you that the priest has some information. So Lena basically just threatens this priest to tell us the guard's dirty secrets.
Which is very unpriest-like. Like, what the hell?
So his guard won't let us in, then we tell him the secret, and he's like, oh, yeah, you can go.
I always found that weird because we have the princess with us. Like, why should she
Right.
not be allowed to go in?
Pick up these two chests.
This guy slips up pretty quickly and lets out that it was actually him that was trying to get the princess kidnapped. He was working for this guy that just appeared.
Yeah, and now we got two princesses, because the one was already kidnapped, I think.
Yeah, Gary shows up,
Yeah.
and he also has a princess. So now there are two princess and more clone shenanigans.
And now we got Gowry in our party, and he is level 99.
So I believe this guy is also a part of that Mizoku race I was talking about earlier. They kind of seem to have like a grand plan.
Everybody's dead, but it's okay, because Gowry can take the boss on his own. And EXP doesn't matter anymore, because Lena is going to be completely useless after this.
Yeah. We have level 99 party members.
So now Gowry just pulls Lena away, and we leave Sylphil and Lemmy behind.
Yeah, very quickly here we meet our next party member, who I believe is also level 99.
Yep. So now we have two characters at level 99, both recognizable, the most recognizable characters from the show. And Lena is like level 20 something, so she's completely outclassed by these two now. So now we're gonna switch up all the equipment.
It's kind of a nice touch that they are really strong and she's like weak because she's the clone. And those guys have been like the real party, the main party that travels with the real Lena.
Yeah, that's
Who would also be level 99.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it's kind of weird to hand you characters that are like max level, but in storyline lore it makes sense.
Yeah. So I believe we are here because this is where we get the key that person asked us to get.
Yeah, I think so.
This run is home to a lich, which is our next boss.
So Amelia is the last character that joins us that doesn't always listen. But luckily she doesn't, it's not as bad. She loves not listening and doing her Fist of Justice special attack, which doesn't do much damage to anything. Yeah, from here on out, the strats are basically going to be the same for every boss. Debuff, buff, and then just attack with everybody.
Yeah, it turns out the Lich did have the key, so now we're making our way back to the Valham Labyrinth. So it turns out that key that person told us to get actually doesn't work. Instead, the way that they open the door is that Amelia had a crystal with her that allows the door to open. They like get transported.
Yeah, it teleports us in.
It's this guy again.
Oh, we get a rematch with this guy without his minions this time. Because Lena's so weak, she just gets one shot by like everything, so she's just basically a meat shield at this point. Bosses aren't allowed to heal. This guy's kind of being a jerk and attacking more than he should. And Lena is also good for mass healing everybody after the fights. And not wasting Amelia's MP.
For one use.
The one thing that stinks about them being max level is they don't level up, so they don't get like free full heal from leveling up. Amelia's MP pool is pretty large, so it's not really a problem.
So this is about the person that created the Lena clones. And they kind of tell us that they're a part of the Mizoku race, and their goal is to return the world into darkness. And in order to do that, they need to harness the full power of Lena Inverse. So they create a bunch of clones and let them out into the world, and the ones that come back the strongest, they're going to harness their power. Oh, and someone...
yeah, now we're joined by Zelgadas, the other last recognizable main character.
Yeah. He just shows up.
God damn, okay. Gallery just crit him like 3 times in a row.
So as he dies, he kind of mentions kind of the leader of the clan called the Beast Queen. And we think that's where the real Lena is being held captive, so it's our next goal.
Believe this is the last major menu or equip menu in the game. So we removed Gaoru's sword because we need him to use his sword as an item to enter this next dungeon. Before I forget, let me heal everybody. These dungeons can be a little confusing. Honestly, don't even know what the full map of these dungeons looks like offhand. Now, this guy is a character from the show Zelos, who is famously a big leader in the monster community. So, he's trying to stop us. One thing Lena's good for is healing people if she doesn't die turn 1, so I don't have to waste turns doing that with the other characters. Now, he's gone, but if you've seen the show, you know he's never truly dead, so he'll be back. Not in this game, but he'll be back. I don't really have a science for how often I use the Let's Go's. I kind of just feel it out. Like, I'm like, yeah, I walked enough. I'll just use another one. Everybody's healed, right? Yeah, okay, we're good.
So we end up finding Lena the real Lena is encapsulated in ice, and another Lena clone is here to stop us. This one has pink hair.
Yeah, I wonder why this one looks different than what the other one looked just like Lena, and so do we.
This game is very easy to learn. The notes are made by Second Place, and they're really good. That's a really easy game to pick up, even if you decide to play in English patch or in Japanese.
Yeah,
I recommend it.
Outside of a couple bosses, it's a pretty chill run overall. But unless you're going for like a top time, it's pretty chill. I lost track. I don't even know if I buffed him already.
So Lena here has some deep philosophical thoughts about being a clone and what it truly means to be, a clone or a real or whatever. It's pretty cool. And we'll make our way to the final boss. Well, not the final boss, but kind of the ultimate boss of this story arc, if you will. This is the Beast Queen.
Finally get some different boss music. Yep, different boss music finally. So yeah, all the boss fights, once you get these three in your party, is basically the same thing. Buff, debuff, attack, heal when necessary.
The Beast Queen has two swords. The one on their back looks way cooler than the one they have in their hand.
Right. I never noticed that. So now the real Lena is freed from the crystal. All is right with the world. Now they ask what her name is, so you can give her whatever name you want.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like what they did here. So now the game plays credits.
And don't get excited. This is not the real credits. This is usually my opportunity to run to the bathroom before the final stretch of the run.
That's a great idea.
Spin, but not really. I forget what Naga says here, but she comes out and pushes the fin away. So now the game does something pretty cool. It spawns us in this place, and it allows us to make a party with any of the characters that we met throughout the game. And obviously we're going to take the trio we've been using. Unfortunately, you can't replace Clone Lena, because otherwise we'd probably replace her with the real Lena.
So I believe those random items you were picking up throughout the game are like you need them for part of the game, right?
Yeah, they're like keys to get to the final dungeon. So we come back here and talk to Hans. And he tells us about a dragon that might know where one of the keys is.
When I was originally routing this game, I was like, "Oh, the game ends there, right? We can just end it there. That's the run."
That's the true any percent.
It's hard to define if it technically is a true any percent.
Yeah, no, it's like, is this like the true ending? So the dragon, I think the dragon's pissed off because this guy, people in the village stole his orb or something. So he wants us to give it back, and he gives us one of the keys that we need. Well, that was not what I meant to do. Here's the dragon. He's pissed off, so we have to fight him first. Now we explained to him that giving the orb back so the village goes back to normal. Then we got to talk to him twice. And he tells us that he dropped a key in a lake somewhere.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't just pick up all the keys off the ground. It is the only one that you have to actually go do like a side quest, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we have all the others.
Actually, no, there is one more besides this one. So key's just sitting in the lake.
I guess casually you kind of just have to go around smashing until you get the key. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know like how you're supposed to find out the location to like any of the key, like the other keys that you just pick up. I don't know how you're supposed to find those.
I imagine it's probably just like vague hints.
Yeah, it's
from,
probably just
NPCs.
some random NPC tells you. So yeah, now we're back at the volcano because there's a chest here that has a treasure in it that's going to be our last key.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what the gold key is for that we just got from the dragon. So now we go back and talk to Hans, since he was holding the other keys for us. And now we can go access the final dungeon. That NPC tells you that he can't figure out how to get past this thing because you need to have all the keys, or else it doesn't let you past. So maybe that guy gives you hints on where the keys are? I have no idea.
So, can you play as real Lena in this section if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Like have her in your party?
Yeah, you would just have to have both Lenas in your party at the same time.
I wonder if they were making the game and they're like, wait, people are going to be mad that they don't get to play as the real Lena. You have to add something to the end of the game.
Right. Just enough MP to reheal everybody from Lena.
Don't you mean ah?
Yeah. Oh, really? An encounter in the final boss room? Never had that happen. Alright, so now we're at the final boss. This game calls this guy something different, but obviously by looking at him, I know he's Rezo, the Red Priest from the show. Want to make sure everybody's healed for the final boss.
Yeah, we got one last boss after this to take care of. Yeah, just kind of the same strategy. I guess if you're not careful, you might be able to die in this fight.
Yeah, I'm kind of... I got a good amount of heals left, so we should be fine. So now he turns into Shabernigdo, the final boss of the show and everything else. And you get the best music in the game.
This game has some really good track.
Yeah, I like this game soundtrack pretty much all overall. Yeah, once we defeat this boss and the screen fades to black, that'll be time. Oh, nice. She finished him with her fist of justice.
Very fitting. Time is coming up.
Yeah, once the screen fades to black, it's time. And that's the game.
We did it.
And we beat that big ass boss just to get some treasure. That's all we were looking for.
225.04. Not bad.
Not bad for how scuffed that one boss in the beginning of the run went.
Yeah.
I think that was faster than my first PB.
It's faster than my PB.
So when are you
By
running?
quite some.
I was gonna say, when are you running this again?
No, I think just watching you run it is enough for me.
Now we get the real credits.
I wonder if you use Naga at this end game, if she still doesn't listen to you.
Yeah, I'll have to mess around with that glitch and see if I can see what happens when you take her all the way through the game. But yeah, this is it's a fun speed run. It's not overly complicated. If you're a fan of the series, it's nice, especially if you just want to play it casually in English. There's a couple choke points in some of the bosses, but there's safety strats you can use, so if you just want to complete a run, it's not bad.
Yeah, you can run with the English patch as well. It's just going to be like 20 minutes slower, probably.
Yeah, I should do a run on English, just see how fast I can do it.
There's a category split for that, if you're interested.
Yeah, if you don't want to painstakingly have to keep doing Japanese menus. But my notes are pretty good and have pictures and stuff of the menus, the equipment menus and stuff, so it's not hard if you use the notes that I have on speedrun.com.
Yeah, you really don't need to know a lick of Japanese to run this game.
Yeah. So yeah, that girl with the blonde hair, we save the game with her and she just writes down all our adventures throughout the whole game.
I think we used her, twice, so she would have pretty empty book.
I think that's basically what this credit sequence is supposed to be, like looking through her book of everything that happened.
Yeah, if it was like what she wrote down in this playthrough, all it would be is We went up a tower, or took forever to kill a boss, and then got poisoned by some mushrooms. The end.
Yeah, I think besides that boss at the top of the tower, this run went pretty smoothly. Surprisingly, the mushrooms were not a problem.
Yeah, the Minotaur was being kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I guess the most of the time loss was probably on Lydic and just the grinding.
Yeah.
But yeah, great run overall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it should go without saying, but everyone should watch Slayer.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely one of my favorite anime series. One of the first animes I ever watched, too. I need to read the light novels and manga, see what's different. I love all the art on like the little cutscenes. I forget what they call Rezho, the Red Priest in this game, but it's something weird. I don't know why this name is different, but that's obviously supposed to be him.
Yeah, I don't know if the English translators actually watched the show and knew the character names.
Hmm. All right, and that's it. That's the run.